Right then, so you've slept and now you've woken up, hopefully nice and early, fresh, and now's your chance to have another look at your paper. So here's an example of a paper. This is our mock exam paper. Your NEBOSH one will look very similar to this. So hopefully it'll be full of answers. If you open it the next day and it's blank like this, oh my goodness, what a panic. Hopefully it'll be full of your answers. So now's your chance to, first of all, just check that you filled it in right. So here's an example of a real one, which is filled in by a real student. We have put our learner name, our NEBOSH learner number, and our learning partner name like that. Learning partner name is Compassa. So we have filled that in. There's also a bit to fill in at the bottom. You've got this word count box here. And notice what this student has done. They've typed in, they've written 4,418 words. And so you have to work out your word count. So how do we do that? Well, if you're using a Microsoft Word document, it actually says down here in the left-hand side, it gives you the word count right at the very bottom. On this document, random document I've got, 770 words. So your word processor will tell you how many words you've got. This document then tells you how many words there already are. So what it's asking you to do, it says you can deduct that from your total amount. So what do we do then? Well, we go and use our calculator. Let's say we have 4,678 words in our document. We take away the 293 that it says there are, we've got 4,385. So you would take that number and you would put it in there, 4,385 say. Now this next bit here is asking you for documents and sources of information you use in your examination. So it's asking you, it gives an example, it's asking you what documents did you use whilst doing your exam. Now, don't stress about how you write this. You can just write something pretty simple like this. You could write down that you've used our study book, for example, and then any other guidance documents or websites or laws that you consulted. So this student here, they used HSG65. That's a guidance document. And so why do we have to do this? Well, it's about declaring your sources of information just in case NEBOSH accuse you of cheating, of copying something. You might end up quoting some guidance or quoting some law or quoting a website. And this is a way of saying, hey, I used this document. It's a way of being open and honest about your sources. And that way NEBOSH cannot accuse you of cheating if you've been open and honest about the sources that you've used. Obviously, do not go copying and pasting large amounts of text. Again, it does say in the instructions here, it says neither should you cut and paste blocks of text from the internet or other sources. Now, in going through your paper, you might think of new things to say. As you've slept overnight, new ideas come to you. You might think of other places to look as well. For example, if you're answering a question on consultation or the involvement of workers, you might actually get the idea to check the guidance on the consultation and involvement of workers. In fact, if we go to our course, let's take a look at this. We've got a nice useful resource for you here. If you're a full Compassa student, we go here to the list of NG1 guidance documents and ACOPs. You go in there. These are all the guidance documents that are relevant to the course. If you're answering a question on, say, what would be the benefits of involving workers in the risk assessment process, something like that, then you've got two guidance documents there, HSG263, involving your workforce in health and safety, and HSG217, involving employees in health and safety in the chemical industry. Maybe those documents have a list of benefits of involving workers, in which case maybe there are one or two benefits you've not mentioned. So get in there and use it. So there might be some little places that you haven't looked at in researching your points that you might be able to think of, and just add in a few points here or there. Now, word of caution. Do not go deleting things, right? If you look at your exam answer sheet and you just see there's a lot of waffle and you think, oh my God, I want to change all that. I'm not happy with that. Like, no, just stop. Do not delete anything. I have known people to fail by 1 or 2 marks. And then they tell me they've deleted a whole section. And then I find out there's actually good mark-worthy content in that section. That section was right and their new answer was wrong. Well, I try not to tell them that because, well, they'll just cry. Don't worry about the word count. As I've said, this word count rule at the bottom here, that's not absolute. You're not going to get failed for exceeding the word count. It's just guidance, the word count. And we just record that word count in there just for monitoring purposes because we like to know, on average, how many words are students writing in exams. So write out any final points that you can think of, tidy things up a little bit. If you see that one of the questions is blank and you've missed one, now's your chance to answer it. If you see that you've got things like this where you haven't fully written an answer out, you just got like 5 words, 6 words, clearly you haven't used the P principle there. Maybe you might want to add in a bit of explanation and evidence on there. Yeah, just go a little bit further. So just look visually, have I written everything out in 2 to 3 line paragraphs? And at that point, once you're finished, well, we're going to have to save it, aren't we? So let's save it. If you don't know how to save this as a PDF document, now's your chance to learn. So we go into File, we click on Save As. I'm going to save this in my desktop. There we are. And I'm going to save this as a PDF document. So Save As type, PDF. I've already got one there. Brilliant. And then I'm going to name that William Taylor, give it my number, whatever my NEBOSH number is. So you've got a NEBOSH number, this is your chance to use it. And also write down Compassa, NG1, exam, something like that. You just need your name, your number, and the fact that it's Compassa and NG1. And then click Save. And hopefully you will have a PDF document there. And hopefully it'll look a bit more complete than that. It will have a name, a learner number, and lots of beautifully well-written, well-structured answers in 2 to 3 line paragraphs each. So there we are. That's your paper done. Now it's time to submit it, which is easier said than done. So see me in step 12, where I'll show you how to submit it.